all of their last-minute adjustments done and underway, because once that flag goes up,
attention,
the intensity starts.
Go!
And here we are underway with this heat of the Diamond Challenge Sculls. This is the open men's single sculls event, one of the most prestigious events at the regatta. And we've got Junge versus Kreiter.
Both scullers are coming across to the midline. We can see that course correction there by the Dutch sculler on the right-hand side of your picture. Nice correction, and the umpire's already warning him.
It's very easy, isn't it, Cam? Once you're in your single scull, it's both easy to adjust, but it's also very easy to go wrong, right?
And you've got to have a perfect start. So that first stroke, if there's no symmetry or any little bit of asymmetry in the oars, you can just kink that hull and off you go to one side. We can see that German scull has already had advantage there by half a length. Maybe a bit of steering has come into there.
Yeah, and he's got those booms just to his stroke side blade, the right-hand blade, wooden sort of booms and piles to keep him running in a straight line. You don't want to end up tangled in with those. But David Junge, who's on screen now, has come across all the way from Hamburg, the 26-year-old. A policeman by trade, but obviously in his spare time, a very competent sculler indeed. And we see in this Diamond Challenge Sculls event, Cam, some of the best of the best. We've even got Olympians racing here in this event this week. And
he looks very composed, that close-up shot, just really beautiful symmetry between the shoulders, nice relaxed in the neck, and just a leg-driven lower down stroke pushing that hull forward. And you can see, to my eyes, he just looks a little bit livelier than that Dutch sculler, who just looks a little bit flatter in the rhythm. Let's see how this pans out through the middle of the course.
Yeah, Lars Kreiter there now on screen. This is the sculler from Amsterdam, Nereus, the club based there, a very famous club that contends at Henley Royal Regatta a lot of time. And Cam, I think you might just spotted something about Lars Kreiter here.
Yes, it's a lovely close-up of his legs, just really pushing down the hull, drawing your attention just to those big socks that he's got to make sure that he's not getting his legs caught up in the slide runners, but he's doing a great job of having those two legs pistoning down, just pushing that leg drive, that hull forward. Really nice shot of that.
Yeah, and you can see he just keeps having a quick look across, and I think it's just to try and keep tabs on what Junge, the German's, doing. He's got clear water now and has that advantage to look back at his opposition.
And that's the beauty of this head-on-head sport, where you've just got two people or two crews racing. Once that one crew gets ahead, it's really difficult to come back from clear water down. Particularly in the single scull, it's all about that mind battle between you and your enemy, or you and your foe. Who is going to win? Who's going to get that boat ahead?
And that's so challenging. You know, a lot of the bigger boats, you've got teammates to rely on, to rally you, to race for. But here in these singles, it's all about you and you alone. And that is David Junge, the German, on screen, looking great, very composed, very relaxed.
And what I like about this shot is you can actually see that he's already done some business here. He's got a couple lengths lead, and you can see even more relaxation in the body. Really relaxed through the shoulders, nice long arms as he's taking that stroke. And look at that shot to show how far ahead he is already. A good 3-4 lengths out front. Well done, David.
Maybe no surprise to see Junge out in front. He was in the international team for the Germans back in 2022, competed at both World Cup 2 and World Cup 3 as part of the international World Cup series, as part of the men's quad. So a very competent sculler, and in comparison, you know, Lars Kreiter just 24 years of age. He raced in the Diamonds last year as well, so he's back for more. On that occasion, he was dispatched by Hamish Harding of Australia, who is also racing here again in the Diamonds this year. But this time around, Germany seems to be the sculler in the way of progressing through for him.
Well, it's sad that if things remain unchanged, he may not get a chance to come back at the other sculler he raced last year. But look at this beautiful shot overhead of just fantastic textbook sculling. We can see as we're going past that marker that the yellow M-Packer hull is just smoothly cutting through that water, and we can see both blades just catching really nicely at the start of the stroke and pushing all the way through to that finish. Beautiful.
That was lovely, Cam. That was like a bit of poetry accompanying the art that we're seeing on screen here, which is the art of sculling, which is being demonstrated beautifully by David Junge. And we talked a little bit before, ahead of this race, Cam, actually. You will have raced against Junge's coach, Tim Schoenberg, who was actually an under-23 athlete about the same time you were.
Well, and that's what I love about the regatta here at Henley, but also the international rowing scene, is that everyone seems to just love rowing, and we love getting back involved with the sport. So it's great to see that he's in the 07, 08 under-23 World Championships. This coach, Tim Schonberg, he's giving back to the sport. He's trying to bring on that newer generation, and he's coaching David to get him to the fastest single sculling that he can be. Great to see.
And he's now managed to build up quite a hearty advantage over Kreiter. Lars Kreiter, he was meant to be racing in the Prince of Wales, which is the quadruple sculls event for intermediate quadruple sculls. There's sort of one down from the Queen Mother, which is the elite quads. The Prince of Wales didn't quite happen for him, though. The campaign was stopped due to injury, so the crew were no longer able to race. But Lars wanted to come here, still race at Henley, because that's how much it means to the athletes from Nereus, and here he is coming down the track, but a little bit unexpected, I guess, to be by himself. And
look, there's fantastic sculling still going on here. We can see him here rowing in those nice kind of maroon sculling oars. Beautiful M-packet hull. He's doing a really good job. I think it's just credit to the sculler who is leading the race. And actually, as you can look at this shot now, you can see there's a little bit of race management that's happening, where we've got David Junge leading the race. He's just dropped his rate of striking. Why? Well, the diamonds, we know that there's multiple races through the week. We need to have that energy management, and we need to make sure that we're saving those higher levels of energy for maybe later on down the regatta.
Yeah, lots and lots of rounds in the programme for the diamonds, and so we'll find out who he will be facing later on this afternoon. Later on through the competition, but we'll find out who progresses through in the draw for the diamonds as we go throughout today. This is the first day of racing for the diamonds, actually, Cam, isn't it? And we've got a few events debuting today, not only the diamonds, but we've also got the likes of the Walgrave for the club women's eights. We've got the Thames, the club men's eights premiering today, and the Island in the student women's eights too.
And if you're visiting Henley Royal Regatta for the first time, this is just a lovely smorgasbord of what rowing has to offer. We've got the international scullers, we've got students, we've got club rowers, and we've got everyone in between. So we've got an afternoon jam-packed full of fantastic races for you.
Not only salmon en croute, but some tasty racing as well. And so we're back now out on the course, and the conditions have been so variable, as we've kind of talked about at the start of this diamonds race. It's been a bit blustery, a bit windy, but calmed down after a little bit of rain. And Cam, again, like we can see here, Kreiter on the screen from the Netherlands.
Yeah, and there's just a little bit of check in that hull. So what I mean by that is, if you can see the yellow boat in the water as he's finishing the stroke, it's just sinking a little bit down. You can see that white bow ball just coming into quite close contact with the water. And if we cut across maybe in the next few seconds or so, we can see the hull of David is just sitting out and proud a little bit more in the hull. See how that white bow ball is just higher out of the water. He's catching the boat on the rise and really sending it higher. And that is one big contributing factor in the significant difference in boat speed.
Well, Junge may never have raced Henley before, but like you say, some beautiful technique on display there. And I think that's probably a product of his pedigree at junior level, under 23 level, and now senior level. He's had multiple appearances at the under 19 World Championship, multiple appearances at the under 23 World Championships. And you can see that this is the kind of sculling that, that long history produces.
Brilliant. And just a lovely shot of the technology there, the computer on board, the high carbon fibre in the boat. It's just fantastic to see that mix of technology with tradition at the regatta.
Yes, it really is, and you can see there those deck chairs that will still be in the pictures from tens and almost 100 years ago. That is that combination. The technology out on the water might change, but the setting, the environment, the stadium does not change here at Henley Royal Regatta very much at all. But a win there, and a very comfortable win by the impressive David Junge of Germany, the Hamburg sculler, against Kreiter of the Netherlands.